Let's go on a tour of the Flea, Mississippi antique flea market. Now, we'll tell you it is closed as of right now, so you guys are getting to see it before opening. The lights aren't totally on, and there's things still covered because a lot of vendors aren't here as of yet. But this is the largest indoor flea market in the state of Mississippi, and let me tell you what, it's gigantic. I'll start here with my booth. I have a jewelry booth. I sell pre-owned gold and sterling silver jewelry. I also sell some coins and things like that, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on my booth. I do want to show you the entire market, but I do have a pretty nice booth here. Have a lot of great customers. This is basically as you come in one of the entrances, but like I say, a lot of the vendors aren't here yet. I'll just kind of quickly go down every aisle so you can kind of get a idea of how really large the building is. Just the indoor space is about 80,000 square feet, and then we have a closed, well, not really a closed area, but a covered area outside, and there's more vendors set up out there. This is the game store. A friend of mine, Mike, runs it and owns it, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the largest pre-owned game store and equipment. I know it's the largest in the state, and I believe, if it's not mistaken, it's the largest in the country. But he goes for a while. Back up this row, and again, I'm gonna get a bit brisker on my walk, so a bit more brisk, I guess, on my walk, so you guys can get a better idea. This is a friend of mine who has a booth next to mine. She sells primarily costume jewelry, but she does have some other pieces as well. This is a great area here. I guess if you ever need a cast iron skillet or whatever, my friend Brian will be the person to see. And he, my goodness, he buys anything he can get his hands on that he thinks he can sell. And matter of fact, I believe the pinball machine is his, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going into Donnie's area, who's another vendor here. He has beautiful clocks and several other things, and he's really big into coins. Morning, Donnie.
How are you?
Good, how are you, buddy?
Good.
Like a giant circle here, and I'm basically, for time constraint, hey, that sounded good. I'm not going to go up and down every single aisle, but as you can see, we have just about everything in here. It's a great place to come, a super place to come, especially if you like to spend a few hours walking around out of the weather, if the weather's bad, and look for some bargains. And there are some pretty neat bargains in here, especially if you know what you're looking for. Yeah, see a little bit of everything. Wow, that's a Stetson. And she says 25 bucks on it. If you know anything about hats, that's a pretty darn good deal for a nice Stetson hat. Most of this area up here, several of these booths is owned by a lady named Maria. Very nice lady. I'm not real certain where she's from, but I think she's from either Germany or Austria, or you know what, I've really never asked her, but she's a very pleasant lady. Anyway, again, I'm going to miss a few aisles, and yeah, I'm not a fan of fur, but there's even fur coats here. I've never understood that, but each to their own. Life is a journey, believe you me. Oh wow, there's my favorite girl on the wall. I love me some Marilyn. Now, this is really cool. You know, I don't get a chance to tour this the way I should and look at things, but it's a cool place. And now, honestly, you can it's pretty obvious when you hear the vendors that spend time and effort and take care of their place. They have it well merchandised, and some of the vendors have prices that are negotiable. Some of the prices are already so low that they just don't believe in negotiating any further, because you have to understand, the person that has a booth at a weekend flea market or whatever the case may be, they're entitled to make a profit too, not just give their stuff away for a fraction of nothing. Now we're going into the next portion of the building. If you notice, down there's another entrance, but this is the Market Boutique. I guess you would say that the Market Boutiques is company owned or owned by the management. What I mean by that, I think a lot of this product is theirs that they sell. There's one of the vendors right now hard at work, getting ready for today. I'll show you something very cool. Now, at one time, I think American Pickers, if I'm not mistaken, actually looked at this piece. This is an entire massive antique bar, all marble, hand carved. It was made in, I can't really read it, someplace in Philadelphia, but my understanding, this particular piece here, for some reason, is like over $100,000, I believe. All right, this is continuing on. Kind of cut through here just a bit. This is a entrance to a place that one of the vendors have called the ODD Auditorium, and I don't know if you can see in there, but the weirder the stuff, the crazier the stuff, the darker the stuff, believe me, David has it in there. You can spend an hour just in there being amazed at all the weird stuff he has. We're inside the boutiques now. We're going around the corner to next section. This is an area of handmade outdoor furniture and other things. a man by the name of Jimmy runs, and again, he has all sorts of neat stuff. And in lieu, he has a lot of food service and some beautiful furniture that I think for the most part, a lot of it he and his partner make. He has some beautiful things. Nice signage all over the building. Old black and white TV that they watch old Andy Griffith shows and reruns of really old things. Really cool stuff all over the building, really. And again, it looks better when everything is uncovered, but again, we're not open yet, so that's the reason a lot of the things are still covered up. You know what, I could have made this a lot longer, but I appreciate you letting me show you the flea market. If you're ever down in the central Mississippi area, this is in Flowood, Mississippi. Stop by and say hello. See you later.